Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night, and hello. I am Godric Jackson, and this is my Wisdom Sharer channel where I smoke some cigars, sip some coffee, and read books of wisdom. Today we are reading the Eye of Revelation, and this is the Eye of Revelation Part 9, starting from chapter 17. It goes on about the elixir of youth, the fountain of youth, the elixir of life, anti-aging yogic practices, a yoga sequence from Tibet, from the Tibetan Lamas. It is super top secret, and it's completely life-changing and can reverse age. So whether you're young and want to stay young forever like Peter Pan, or whether you're older, 50 and above, and want to regain your youthful vigor. These practices, which are taught within these pages, are vital, my friend. So stay tuned as we progress through the journey of seeking knowledge, day after day. And stay tuned to find out what is in this black bag. Chapter 17, Part 5, Mantram Mind Magic. Now and then, the Himalaya Club would receive a short but interesting communication from Colonel Bradford. He did not stay long in any one place, and so the club knew that he was travelling about and lecturing before other groups throughout the English-speaking world. One day, the Himalaya Club received quite a long letter from the colonel. It contained additional information, and was intended for all of the members. Probably only the more advanced members would be sufficiently interested in it to put it to use. The title of the subject was Mantram Mind Magic. The word mantram, as far as the meaning was concerned, was entirely new to the group, although some of the members vaguely remembered seeing it somewhere in print. Colonel Bradford's letter explained, a mantram is a vocalized instrument of thought. There is a slight difference between mantram and mantra. Usually, mantram means vocalized thought, while mantra is an inaudible thought. Time and again, each of you has had some word or group of words run through your mind. Sometimes it would be only one word, at other times it would be two words, or a short group of words. Often it would be the name of something, or probably someone's name. When something of such a nature keeps running through your mind, it is a mantra. An inaudible instrument of thought. An inaudible instrument of thought. Just how it got started we haven't the space to go into here, and furthermore, it is not important to know the cause at this time. The important thing is to take advantage of this subconscious activity, and this can easily be done when you know how. This is how you proceed. The moment you become aware of something running through your mind in the form of definite words, not a tune, vocalize it. Let us say that the thought was peace in our time. Now each time the thought peace in our time passes through your mind, vocally repeat the thought and add another one to it like this. Peace in our time means peace, power, and plenty for me right now. In this way, you take a deep-seated subconscious activity and attach it to something of meaning and consequence. And after a while, when the subconscious ceases to project its activity into your conscious mind, although it will continue to repeat the thought within itself, this has been proven through the use of hypnotism. It will repeat along with its own, your added thought. And instead of repeating over and over again, peace in our time, it will repeat, peace in our time means peace, power, and plenty for me right now. Before too long, a time by proceeding. It's an old book, and I think I'm misreading it sometimes, but I'm not. It's just worded that way. Before too long a time, by proceeding in this manner, your subconscious realm of mind will be so galvanized with the meaning of the new thought that you attached to the subconscious thought that the subconscious mind will begin to put the thought into practice in your conscious life. And that's a long bit of sentence without a comma. And the result will be a quieting of the things that disturb you through the word peace, and this regardless of what the disturbing elements might consist. Long sentence. Dyslexics don't like long sentences. Anyway, stick to the script. Don't try to figure out how the subconscious is going to overcome certain obstacles in your life and affairs to bring about peace in your life. The subconscious, in its way, is far more clever than is our conscious realm of mind. The conscious mind is always coming up against stone walls, just can't go any further in that direction, and soon hasn't the energy to attempt to go in any other direction. But not so with the subconscious mind. The subconscious is not a reasoning mind, and so, if it is headed off in one direction, it is not discouraged, doesn't give up, because it knows, feels, that there are 10,000 other directions that it can turn, and at least half of the number will permit it to bring about the desired results in your life and affairs. Here's a mess. We said that a mantram was a vocalized instrument of thought. Use a mantram whenever you can, because the vocalization of the thought causes you to hear it, and this means an additional impression upon the subconscious. The idea is to send just as powerful a suggestion into the subconscious realm of mind as possible. On the other hand, if we are in close contact with other people, as we are when riding along in a train with fellow passengers sitting all about us, and even another in the same seat with us, we can't very well speak out and say peace in our time means peace, power, and plenty for me right now. In such a case, I would suggest that we use a mantra. Quietly think to ourselves, peace in our time means peace, power, and plenty for me right now. True, it will not be quite as effective, but we still will get splendid results. Even after the subconscious has ceased projecting such a thought into our conscious mind, it is a very fine idea to continue the work for some time to come. And every 2 or 3 minutes repeat the suggestion along with the subconscious thought of peace in our time. The peace in our time of the subconscious is the open door to the subconscious, and this door remains open for a considerable time after the thought rises high enough to contact our conscious mind. Always make your additions to your subconscious thought positive, short, and to the point. We explained about the word, peace, how it brings about desirable results to you. Well, the word power, when taken deep into the subconsciousness, will one day bring about health, strength, and vitality in our physical bodies. And not only that, we will find that we are actually becoming much more self-controlled and dominant mentally. The word plenty, in our suggestion, of course, means abundance. You not only want peace, but you want an abundance of peace. You are not satisfied with just a little power in body and mind. You want an abundance of it. Right now, at the end of your affirmation, gives you subconscious mind some ideas as to when you want all of this to materialize. Now, you desire that the subconscious mind start bringing about the desired changes at once, not a week or a month or a year from now, but to get busy and cause them to come into manifestation in your life and affairs now. The subconscious thought will be anything of a million different thoughts or half-thoughts. Sometimes they are the names or sick people, other times the names of plays you have seen either recently or some time ago, or perhaps they will be the names of stories or books. It doesn't matter what the thought is that persists in running through your mind. Just add another one to it, and every time the thought comes to mind, repeat the thought that comes to mind, and then attach your thought, your affirmation, to it. A long time ago, you probably read the book Jane Eyre, or saw the film version of it. Now, for no apparent reason, although there is a good subconscious one, the thought, Jane Eyre, runs through your mind time and time again. Well, just the moment you become aware of it, just repeat it, and add a thought to it. Jane Eyre means peace, power, and plenty to me right now. It is wise to place the word means between the subconscious thought and your added thought. This informs the subconsciousness in a very short and definite way. Your meaning of Jane Eyre It is necessary to be very definite with the subconscious mind, for in certain respects it is quite childlike, and it must have definite thoughts if you expect it to do its best work. No matter what words or phrases run through your mind, peace in our time, Jane Eyre, wee Willie Winkle, etc., etc., just add your meaning to them, and as the subconscious activity withdraws itself into the subconscious, the thoughts, regardless of what they are, will have your thought attached to them, and it is your thought that will do the miracles in your subconscious world for you. Not only in your subconscious world, but a little later on in your conscious or outer world. By all means, make up your own affirmations or auto-suggestions to suit yourself. While peace, power, and plenty right now is good, there is probably something else that you need more than these three. Whatever it is, make it into an affirmation and hook it onto your subconscious mantra to be drawn deep into your subconscious world and put to work. Some folks have a subconscious mind that is very close to the surface of the conscious mind, and the result is never a week passes but what they have some subconscious thought running through their conscious mind time and again. If you are one of these people, then about once a week you'll be able to give your subconscious realm of mind a very excellent treatment of suggestions or affirmations. There are other folks whose subconscious is not located so near to the conscious mind, and they seldom, if ever, have a thought run through their minds hour upon hour or even for a few minutes. These folks, however, can induce the subconscious to come to the surface with a thought to which an affirmation can be added. Just a catchy little phrase like wee Willie Winkle. What the fuck? If thought to oneself for a short period of time will in most instances cause the subconscious to open the door between itself and the conscious mind, and every few seconds repeat wee Willie Winkle, and after a little of this, do not begin too soon, start adding whatever you desire wee Willie Winkle to mean. The subconscious realm of mind is a very wonderful creation, and it is not half as hard to get it to work with you as to get you to work with it. In fact, the subconscious takes great delight in working with you in accomplishing anything that you desire. Desire is a very strong force, and when you use desire to induce the subconscious to bring about certain desirable results in your life, it will actually be thrilled to work with you, to actually go out and get the things that you want, to cause the desires of your heart to be realized and materialized. This is something that each of you should know. The subconscious realm of mind cannot feel pain or sorrow or grief. None of these feelings or emotions are unpleasant to it, would be a better way of stating the matter. Your pain is a thrilling sensation to the subconscious. Your joy, enthusiasm, zeal, and fervor also are thrilling sensations to your subconscious mind, but as misery is much easier for each of us to experience than is joy, quite naturally the only real pleasure the subconscious gets, and it is a joy-loving creature, is from our pain, sorrow, and misery, and quite naturally it brings about these unpleasant things in our lives, thinking that we get as much pleasure from them as does it, the subconscious mind. Once we convince the subconsciousness that we get our big thrills out of the joyous things in life, the subconscious will flood our lives with the thrilling things instead of the miserable things of life. Now, time to reveal what's in the big black bag. There's a bug in my coffee. Be free. I think he's already drowned. Today we have come on, buddy. The sheep skull. From the Welsh mountains, foraged by yours truly. This guy will be sold for about 40 quid. He is not listed yet, but I have many beautiful specimens, sheep, skulls and bones, squirrel skulls, deer, pony. On my Etsy page, I sell animal skulls and bones to artists, collectors, zoo archaeologists, movie directors, it's props, all sorts. It's beautiful. Let's try and get it in the sunlight. But yeah, I'm gonna put the link down below somewhere. It's got a whole set of 12 teeth. It's wild, no animals were harmed in the process. It was found already like this in the mountain ranges where they just decompose naturally and die of natural causes and such and such. That is sponsored by Skulls and Bones. Chapter 18. The Magic Quality of Aum. Spelt A-U-M. It's backwards. To a person who doesn't know English, an affirmation such as peace, power, and plenty right now wouldn't mean a thing to his subconscious mind, unless it was translated into his own language, and he could use words that he was highly familiar with, which meant peace, power, and plenty right now. I mention this because certain teachers from the East have given out certain affirmations which are very fine to people who know the language of the East. But these affirmations are absolutely worthless to English-speaking people because they do not know the meaning of the words or phrases. Reminds me of someone just the other day who was trying to get people to chant along with them. They said, it doesn't matter if you don't know what it means, just chant along with me and look it up later. And who decided to follow along with them? No one, because it's creepy and no one knows what it means, so we're not going to chant in some evil tongue just because we're told to. Which is wise. Even if they have been told the meaning, the words are still just so much jargon to the subconscious, and the result is no good is accomplished. The subconscious is a wonderful thing, but it cannot possibly use thoughts that are enshrouded in foreign words unless these words are completely familiar to you. There is one exception, however, a word that comes from the East, which has a magical effect upon the subconscious, as well as upon the brain and nervous system. This word is Aum. The value of the word is not in its meaning, but in its vibration. Thus, anyone using it for vibratory purposes, regardless of which particular language of Earth he speaks, will receive a special benefit from it. That is, of course, if he is ready for a high and powerful vibration. Nothing is good or beneficial if its vibration is so great that it is wholly out of harmony with a lesser vibration. This particular word Aum, when vibrating correctly, has a very powerful stimulating effect upon the pineal gland, aka third eye. But the pineal gland should not be stimulated into great action if the life a person is leading is not on a high plane. A person should be sufficiently high in his vibrations through right living that he is beyond the use of habit-forming drugs, which include alcohol and nicotine in any and all forms. One's diet should be minus, to a considerable extent, but not entirely. Fats of all kinds, but especially lard. Meat is permissible in sensible and limited quantities, but pork in any form should be dispensed with. A small amount of butter is permissible, while sugar, as well as all foods containing large quantities of white sugar, should be used sparingly. Honey and natural sweets can be used instead, and even they should not be overindulged in. They are too sugar, and sugar is a first cousin to alcohol. And alcohol is completely out when one is attempting to travel the path of the thrilling higher vibrations. Starches, too, are detrimental unless they are well masticated, practically digested in the mouth. Then, they are no longer harmful. It takes in sensible quantities. The average, normal man consumes about 2 quarts of water each 24 hours. A woman weighing less naturally consumes less liquid. The consumption of water should be increased considerably. A man should increase the intake of water from 2 quarts per day to 3, and a woman should increase her consumption of liquid from 1 quart per day to 1.5. Even a little more for both men and women would be still better. However, the increased amount of water should not be made all at once, but over a period of at least 2 months, and of course no change at all in the amount of liquid if a person is ailing physically without permission from their physician. The increased use of water should take place first, and for at least a month. Then one can use the Om vibration right for good results. The O, the AU in Om, is pronounced A-A-H. Aum. It is pronounced through the mouth and is drawn out for about 5 seconds. Then the mouth is closed, not suddenly, and the M is hummed out through the nose, either nostril, for 10 seconds. After a breath or two, then do the Aum again, and 3 or 4 times in succession is quite sufficient. Do not overdo a good thing. Stop the moment you begin to feel dizzy. After an hour or so, perform the Aums again several times. At first, never more than 10 times, even though no sign of any dizziness has become manifest. Too much pineal stimulation for a beginner is not a positive procedure. The best position to take for this rite is to sit in an easy chair and completely relax. Don't slouch down so that your head will thrust forward and cramp your vocal cords. It is necessary to get a good clear tone both through the mouth and through the nose. And if you are in a cramped position, you cannot do this. One can even lie flat on the back, on a comfortable bed or divan, and perform this rite to splendid advantage. The pillow should be removed so that one can get the head far enough back in order that the vocal cords will not be cramped. Don't feel the lungs bursting full of air, but amply sufficient to do the arm vibration for 15 seconds, 5 seconds through the nose, 10 seconds through the nose, 5 seconds through the mouth, 10 seconds through the nose, without being completely out of breath at the end of the 15 seconds. Like in the mantra and mantram rites, you can use an affirmation in this mantram Om rite to splendid advantage. You will remember that in the mantra rite, you repeat your affirmation mentally. In the mantram rite, you repeat your affirmation vocally. This one is a combination of both of the other rites. While you are vocalizing Al in Aum for 5 seconds, you hold the mind quiet. Then while you are intoning the M, through the nose, for 10 seconds, you repeat your affirmation mentally several times. It is best not to use this rite and the previous one at the same time. Use this one when the mind is free from any subconscious thoughts running through it. Also, it is best to prepare your affirmation before you begin to practice the Om rite, so you will know exactly what to suggest. Be sure that it contains exactly that which you wish to become, or that which you desire. Be absolutely certain that the affirmation does not contain any negative thoughts or words. In this way, you will not build into your subconsciousness anything of a detrimental character. Always remember that while you are humming the M in Om through the nose, mouth closed, you, with your mental affirmation, are making a powerful impression to on your subconscious mind. So powerful, in fact, that your words and your thoughts are being permanently etched upon it, and for this reason, you most certainly do not want anything negative in your affirmation. If you do, eventually it will come to the surface mind, and you will have lost all the good which you could otherwise have accomplished. This rite is intended for older people only. I feel like this book is aimed at old people. Why can't young people do longevity, engaging yoga rites as well? We can definitely do affirmations and Om. This rite is intended for older people only. It most certainly is not to be used by persons under 21 years of age. Okay, well, I'm at least over 21. Am I old? Am I an older person? I guess I am. It is intended for mature men and women who, I suppose, know their direction in life and their purpose and what affirmations are positive and what's negative. I guess you just got to be a consenting adult. Especially those who have not found life a bed of roses. It is intended for mature men and women, especially those who have not found life a bed of roses. It is for those who wish to reclaim the years that the locusts have eaten. The Illuminati, the wise men of old, have all used this unusual form of mantra and mantram for raising the vibration of not only their minds and brains, but their physical bodies as well. Fuck the Illuminati. The rite has a most beneficial effect on all of the old age producing causes in the physical body, by eliminating them. Of course, quite naturally, if we refuse to eliminate any of the known old age producers in mind and body, we cannot expect to get thrilling results from this particular rite. But as causes for old age and senility are eliminated, we can rest assured that the vibrations of our minds and bodies will be increased, and then we shall go forward to youth of mind and youth of body, and there is nothing more thrilling than a mature young mind in a renewed body. One reason why older people make so much better progress once they start to increase their vibrations than do men and women 1/2 or even 1/3 of their age is due to the fact that they have finally learned that the materialistic world is just a makeshift, make-believe existence, and any joys found in it are as fleeting as dry leaves in a windstorm. They know that the great thrills of life are not found in the outer world, but in the inner world, in their inner world. And once they begin to experience the thrill of the higher vibrations working in their minds and bodies, nothing could ever induce them to go back into the senseless lives they lived before they ever heard of the inner world. The eye of revelation is upon you. Great days are ahead for all of us, and this regardless of present conditions or circumstances. Begin anew right where you are, and even though most of you have made gratifying accomplishments, these are as nothing in comparison to the thrilling things that are just a short distance ahead of you. Om, also known as Om, O-M, is believed to be the first sound heard from the Creator at the beginning of the universe. It is said that this primordial sound is the original sound that contains all other sounds, all words, all languages, and all mantras. A mantra assists your mind to focus when it is scattered. When you chant a mantra, it produces a powerful vibration that can eventually still all other vibrations, although it takes a lot of practice to achieve this. The purpose of a mantra is to produce a state by which you are able to vibrate at the same rate as the energy and spiritual state produced by and contained within the mantra. Om is commonly chanted at the beginning and end of a yoga class to attune yourself to the universal consciousness. You can do the same with the rites. It allows us to experience our connection or reflection as part of the whole. It can be chanted at any other suitable time, at a length to be determined by the individual chanter, which meets his or her level of total comfort, provided it does not strain the lungs. According to Hindu scriptures, the highest experience in life is to hear the sound of Om in deep silence. The repetition of Om is said to generate the mystical power that can lead your mind into deep meditation and finally into the state of higher consciousness known as samadhi, bliss. To chant Om, you begin with a deep breath. Then, in an effortless single out breath, the sound A, as in O, A, originates in the navel and then rises to the throat with the U, as in U, opens the fontanelle at the top of the head and ends with which rolls over the tongue with your front teeth slightly touching at the final point. At the beginning of the chant, there is an expansion outwards, which ends with a contraction inwards at the conclusion of the M sound. Then repeat again and again if desired. Om. Alright, that is it for now. Stay tuned to get the final chapter 19 and the afterword and whatnot, if it seems completely appropriate. We are almost done with this incredible practice. Make sure you watch from part 1 to part, watch in order, 1 to 10. Make sure you look at the numbers. Don't just watch in order as listed on my page, because I had a few issues where something didn't download on time and I ended up accidentally kind of uploading the future instead of the past. I don't know if that makes sense, but I've already done my 5 Tibetan rites practice today with the 6th rite and the breaths in between. Paid close attention to detail there, but may just go do some OMS. That's the cherry on top. Remember that a cigar a day keeps the doctor away, although they do say to quit nicotine. That's something on my agenda at some point. There's a book, Easy Way by Alan Carr. Well, easy way to quit smoking, so I might read that and quit during the process. But it's just one cigar, right? And don't forget to check out the link below to see what cool things I've got down on my Etsy. And make sure to read books. Or if you don't have time to read books, don't. Just read along with me. Just listen. This is a audio book, visual book, Grab yourself a coffee and learn from books I've already read and deem knowledgeable enough and important enough to exchange and share the wisdom with you, the listener. Thank you for tuning in. Peace out. Till next time.